I was a little boy, I used to be real intrigued by airplanes. Real intrigued because I was so fascinated that something so big can lift off the ground and stay in the air and go higher and higher. Simple. Even now to this day, I'm still amazed. And what I used to think, because if you ever hear a little boy playing on the airplane, when he's rolling on the ground, when he get ready to take off, you hear him make an engine noise. You know, we associate with the airplane taking off to the engine going. That's what we used to do. We wobble the plane like this, tilt it, or we're going just to get to take off. And I used to think that the airplane came off the ground because of the engine. I thought when you look at the engine, it makes a loud noise. The engine has fire coming out of it. And so I used to think, hey, the airplane is leaving the ground because of the engine. And then when I got ready to do this event, and I thought about going to the next level, meaning ascending to different heights and different levels of whatever you're doing, I did some study on the airplane. And I found out after 37 years, I was completely wrong. The engine has absolutely nothing to do with the airplane leaving the ground. Absolutely nothing to do. What the engine does, when they fire the engine up, the engine causes the airplane to move forward. You understand? The engine's only job is to make the airplane move forward. Now, as the airplane moves forward, there's a different process that takes place, which causes the engine to come off the ground. So now when you start thinking, I'm gonna get back to it, we start thinking about business, you start thinking about engines, you start thinking about taking your life to the next level. And if I had to get you to do like a quick retrospective of your life, what are some things in your life that cause you to move forward? What are some things in your business that cause you to move forward? Dreams. People have a dream and they start moving them. They're moving forward progress. People have a vision board. They put things on their vision board. They wake up every morning, look at their vision board every morning, and it motivates them and it inspires them. They get out and they go try to get things done. They're moving forward. Capital, money, that'll cause you to move forward. Great plans, strategies, coaches, all that kind of stuff will cause you to move forward. But listen, and I know we're big on this thing when we talk about you gotta have a vision, you gotta have an objective, you gotta have goals, you gotta have dreams. All those are engines. Now you can have a vision, you can have a dream, you can have money, you can have a coach, but the only thing you're gonna do is move forward. Because an engine is not designed to get you off the ground. So shift. Here we go again. Stop thinking that great business plan you got, gonna take it to the next level. Because it's not. I know we used to go into, hearing people speak about entrepreneurship and they boost us, telling you good, you're in position, do this, write this down, put this on your board, put this on the post note and all that, and you'll see things take off, but I'm gonna move forward. You ain't gonna never leave the ground because engines are not designed to lift you off the ground. But this will happen. As the engine is fired up and the airplane is moving forward and the wings are tilted, the wind, the air, as it flies into the air splits the wing. So as the air splits the wing, the air that goes on top of the wing creates a very low pressure, which creates least resistance. Now I sound like I know what to talk about. I tell you. So as I studied this, I got it now. As the air splits the wing and creates low pressure on the top and least resistance, the air that splits under the wing creates a high pressure and produces greater resistance. So as the plane is moving and the air is splitting the wing, you got low pressure on the top, you got high pressure on the bottom. So as a result of the higher pressure being on the bottom, it causes the plane to lift up. So it has nothing to do with the motor, the engine while you're lifting. The engine causes you to make progress and move into the wind. But as the wind begins to build the pressure under the wings, it causes the plane to catch lift. Real key. Did you hear the first thing I said? The plane is not lifted because of the engine. It is the pressure that is created as a result of the progress of the plane. That's it right there. I really want you to think about it. Because you got to be careful. My mom say all the time, you got to be careful what you pray for. Because God will give it to you. And we get on our knees, we say, God, please take my business to the next level. I want 100,000 this year, 150,000 next year. But when you catch a lift, it's because of the pressure that is created because of the progress of the plane. Now, what are you saying? I'm saying when you got that great vision, and you got that great dream, and you got that great business plan, and you got that money behind you, and you got this, and you got this, and you got this, and you start making progress, and you start saying, Lord, take me to the next level, you are asking for pressure. Pressure. See, many people think the great idea is going to take them up. I don't care how creative you are. The great ideas don't take you up. Pressure makes you catch a lift. So now listen, all right. We about to finish. You got the plane, right? You got the engine rolling. You're making progress. As the pressure begins to build, it begins to lift the plane, all right? So now, okay, now you're doing good. You ask God to give you this. You ask God to do this. As the pressure comes, you took the pressure. You dealt with the pressure. You didn't break, you didn't retreat, you didn't quit, you didn't run back. You kept going. So as you begin to catch flight, now the pilot has the responsibility. Now this is why I got to really deal with this, but I know we all don't been here in our life. Now the pilot has the responsibility to tilt the nose of the plane up. Because what happens now, as the plane begins to take flight, and it hits a certain level in the sky, he then has to lift and tilt the nose just a little bit so the plane wings can tilt and the pressure can be built and the plane will continue to go from level to level to level. So to go from level to level to level, the pressure has to constantly be increased. But now watch this. When the airplane is seeking to travel from level to level, if the pilot tilts the nose too much or too fast, the airplane falls into what is called a stall. Not an engine stall, but a lift stall. So when the airplane falls into a lift stall, that means the airplane can't go any higher. It's stuck at the level that it's in. And if it doesn't come out of the lift stall phase fast enough, it'll fall out the sky like a rock. Yeah. Because he tried to do too much, too fast. And when he tilted that nose too much, too fast, he stalled. You ever wonder why sometimes you try certain things in your life? You try to develop yourself, you try to push your business, you try to reach out, and it seemed like you had a little forward momentum, it seemed like you had a little progress, then you looked up and you really pointed and you stalled, and the thing that you was doing, it died, it no longer existed, people were no longer attracted to it, you stalled. You did too much, too fast.